The Acura Integra is finally back from Bodywork, and I'm really happy to say that it came out way better than I expected. And if you guys haven't seen the previous video on this car, I'd highly recommend checking it out, and I'll make sure to leave a link above. And for those that don't know the backstory behind this car, this is the 2000 Acura Integra GSR that we bought from a Copart auction down in Van Nuys, California that was listed as a theft recovery. The whole ignition was completely destroyed, and this car was in dire need of bodywork, as well as some other restorative stuff that needs to be done. And we made these big plans about, wanting to do a full restoration on this, but I needed somebody to partake in doing the bodywork, because just for me, it's a little bit out of my wheelhouse. And I'll show you guys all the details that went into getting it to the current condition that it's in right now. I will say, just for somebody that's gonna be taking on something like this on their own, I wanna share my experience with you guys in terms of what I would be looking for if I was gonna be taking my car to get extensive body work being done like this, and just overall the next steps in the future for this car being on this channel as another build series that I'm gonna be doing. Now, I know it's been a while since I've done a long form YouTube video, and it's not to say that I'm gonna be stopping production of these going forward, but I think I've just sent myself on so many different side quests that I have to at least keep somewhat a little bit of my sanity as I go into this stuff. I've been kind of diving more into the short form videos, but if you guys like the longer form videos, you guys should let me know down in the comments. But this car signifies so much to me because my first car was a 4-door Acura Integra. It was actually my mom's car. It was rotting in the driveway, automatic transmission, green with the tan leather interior with the LS webs on the outside. I still remember it just like it was yesterday. So no matter what, I will always have this really soft spot in my heart for these cars in particular. The Acura Integra Type Rs, they're almost unobtainium at this point, unless you want to pay 6 figures for one that's probably going to sit in a garage for the rest of eternity. But I want this to be a driver's car, and I feel like the GSR is a good compromise. Also very difficult to find these without, having a cherry bomb exhaust on the back and knockoff racing seats with some off-brand aero and painted 27 different colors. But in this case, to have this one that's mostly fully original is quite a treat. So the majority of the damage on this car was actually in the rear end, but we'll get to that in a second because there was some extensive stuff that also needed to be done in the front. One thing was this front corner was scuffed pretty bad, and it took off the original paint on this. And it's so crazy, the lore behind this car, because I was actually able to get in touch with the previous owner of this car, and he gave me a full Excel spreadsheet of everything that's ever been done to it while it was in his ownership right before he sold it on Cars and Bids. But the one thing that he did tell me straight up is that this car was resprayed at one point in time. So it was like a mix of trying to save all the original parts on this, because these are VIN match body panels on it, and also trying to reverse some of the shoddy bodywork that was done on some panels on this thing. One thing that really stood out to me was the hood. So the hood was in really, really rough shape. I mean, in comparison to now, it looks really fantastic. But I think they put like a jump box here, and then they slammed the hood. And when they did that, it completely deformed the whole entire hood, and it just made it an eyesore to look at. So it takes many hours to get it, super smooth like this, and to get all the contouring right, and to see, especially in the reflections here in the paint booth, this is where it's going to show a lot of the imperfections, but you don't really see it in this case. And also this fender needed to be filled and then resprayed as well. So this has a fresh coat of paint on this side as well. It's been perfectly blended with the black. And the thing with the black car too is a lot of stuff will just stick out so easily. I mean, you go put this thing outside, it's gonna look dirty again. But right now, as it's well preserved in the paint booth, it actually looks really good. Now, one thing that was most concerning about this was the amount of bodywork that was actually done in this corner over here previously. So it took quite a bit of filling and just little spots here and there, and making sure that this rear quarter panel looks really nice. Granted, this is literally fresh out of the paint booth just after a wash. You could sit here and wet sand this a little bit, but I would say just from everything that I'm seeing right here and how it's capturing on camera, I'm very satisfied with this. It's not about making this a Barrett Jackson example. It just needed it to look presentable and also drivable. And I also wanted to do it some justice too. And then with the trunk, the biggest thing was water was getting on the inside, because all of this was punched in. So this whole panel was all the way pushed in, and everything was misaligned. The rear bumper was off. and all of that stuff needed to be attended to. This is actually the original bumper that was on this. I got a full respray. This whole panel was completely redone, filled, perfect. And even the trunk now, it closes so nicely in that. Now, the first thing that I'm probably gonna do is actually replace the taillight gaskets that go on the back here, because it's also a very common spot where you'll see issues start to arise. I do have the original cargo cover for this, but again, you know, this is a used car and it was in really horrible shape when we first got it. But to know that the tub is realigned again is such a huge blessing. It's really just about the water collection, because it will all drip down and it will go straight into the trunk. But it actually looks very dry. That's a very promising sign. Now, when we get on the inside of the car, you guys remember I made some detailing videos on this, like, gosh, what was that, like 6-7 months ago? I mean, the story behind this thing is absolutely nuts. But the interior, it's all here. It's all original, down to the factory Acura radio, which I think I still need to figure out the code. I don't know if it's in the glove box, or I don't think there's any of the documentation with this one. And I mean, it's just a huge layer of dust. I mean, look at this. It is just so dusty. But that's nothing, you know, a good deep clean would do. But let me know what you guys think about these seats, man. I mean, it's a shame because I do want to keep it original, but to find the GSR leather seats nowadays is nearly impossible. I know a lot of people, they'll throw in, you know, the S2000 seats, they'll bolt right in. Or maybe you can even put a set of Recaros, but I don't know if I want to spend 2 G's on some seats that are just gonna bring more attention to it and attempt people to steal it. And that's the thing that worries about me the most with these old Hondas, is just, you know, keeping it in the driveway. But I will say, it is just so nice to sit in this car again. I really do miss this thing, and it even has that leathery smell that just reminds me of these old Acura. And, you know, I think it's been a long time coming, but I also think that life works in mysterious ways. And maybe this was the way that it was actually supposed to pan out, because I don't know, I've been just so locked in on doing the case swap videos for you guys to be able to keep sharing knowledge with all of you. I didn't want this to be a side quest car. I wanted this to be like the main story vehicle that it could really bring it back and make it look really, really nice. I'm not gonna go crazy with the mods. I'm not gonna case swap this one, and I'll pop open the hood and show you guys exactly why. And also, before you weren't able to close the hood, but I'll show you how easy it is now. Look how simple. You just go. I like that a lot. So again, VIN matching panels on an old Honda like this, almost unheard of, because people wreck them, people race them, people turn them into their little autocross toys. I mean, everybody just goes crazy with these old Hondas, and you know, that's the reason why they're the tuner car for a lot of people, especially if you're looking for something that, you know, is easy to work on, that's fun to drive, and becomes a piece of your DNA, and before you know it, you're hoarding these things and slowly losing your mind like I am right now. You see, with this one, it would actually be such a shame to take out the original B18 C1. I know I've done a lot of K-Series stuff with the EK Civic. That was the Biohazard Civic that I bought from auction, complete disaster car, and brought it back to life. I'm like 90% done with that car. And with this one, I want to dive back into what makes the B series so good. So, you know, we'll cover all the bases here, because a lot of people, it's interesting, love the B series, and now B series stuff is considered vintage. And, you know, these used to be like, you could find the GSR long block for what, like $1,000 way back in the day, but forget it now. It's a novelty to own one of these things. And this one is in excellent condition. The one thing that I've always taken a blessing is the fact that this car, you get in it, you fire it up, and it's all good. Except for the battery. The battery is pretty terrible in this. It would be nice to, you know, maybe get like an original Honda battery. I don't even know if this is the correct. Why does it look so weird? We'll come back to that later. But as you can see, it just needs to be cleaned up again. I did a full detail on this engine bay a while back, but here it is. It's all dirty and dusty again. But that's just what happens when you deal with obstacles like this. And this thing was sitting out in the elements, and it was just kind of getting eaten alive by all this. Even the valve cover didn't look like this, but look, it's just so crumbly now. You just touch it and all the paint is coming off for like the valve cover, for example. So of course we're gonna do all that stuff. That's not a big deal. I do see on the VTEC solenoid,
area that there looks to be some oil leakage. I would love to be able to resolve that. Could also be the O-ring on the distributor on the backside. Very commonplace for that to happen on these old Hondas. There's a lot of possibilities here to go with the B series. So you guys let me know, what do you think we should do with the GSR engine and transmission? This is the B18C1, so this is not the Type R engine, but still dual overhead cam, 1.8 liter, 4-cylinder that revs to the moon and is an absolute joy to drive. Don't have any major mechanical issues with it just yet, but everything, you know, we're talking about very old car, just everything's very brittle. You know, these vacuum lines, they look original. Everything is original, which is a good thing, but then you have to remember that it's been sitting here for so long, there's bound to be issues that are going to arise from it. I'm gonna make a really good effort to clean this up, make it look really nice. We'll maybe do something fun with some of the stuff down here. I could also, you know, do stuff like maybe DC sports intake. We could do exhaust, all that stuff. But again, I don't wanna go too crazy with it. I think keeping it as original as it is right now is great, and I'm not putting a K-series in this, so don't even ask. Windshield cowl, all these plastic, I mean, look, it's so old, just needs to be redone again, repainted, but again, working with original stuff here, original OEM hood. This is not the $50 Certifit that you throw on, you know, your jalopy and paint it for 200 bucks and call it a day. As long as this car is in my possession and not some drug addict tries to steal it from me and it goes through the whole hardship story all over again, this is gonna be a real fun one. So as you can see, I've kind of chosen a path here, and it's honestly been leaning a lot towards the old Hondas, and I think it's just a lot of it is nostalgia, it's experience, and just something that's deep woven into my DNA, man. And you think all of this stuff is for fun. It's really a sickness. Being in the cars like this, people ask me all the time, like, oh wow, I'd love to do something like this, but I always warn people, like, you got to be careful for what you wish for, because bro, you get to a point with all these projects and stuff that people don't realize like how much effort it takes to actually stay on top of all this. You know, I think in our minds, we think, oh, wow, yeah, you know, to have all these cars would be so fantastic, but it's really not, man. I tell people all the time, bro, you don't want to get to this point. I mean, I'm a complete lost cause. Like, you can't save me from this current situation that I'm in. I've just accepted who I am, and this is what I like to do, and maybe I have a slight tism, I don't know, spectrum, something's going on. I know that this is not completely normal, and I do appreciate you guys for sticking around for all these goofy endeavors that I always end up being on. But really deep down, when I think of like what's in my heart is really in this type of stuff. This to me seems entertaining and fun. Not me going around and trying to show, oh yeah, look at me, I got a supercar or whatever. No, I'm not really about this type of stuff. You know what I mean? Like I try and do stuff that I can share with you guys to maybe inspire somebody out there. Hey, you can do this too, but at the same time, take it with a grain of salt. And maybe I didn't tell you so, because I also don't want to see you with your car stuck on the jack stands for the next 6 months, which is a very, very possible thing. And believe me, if you go in the Discord community, it will tell you all about that. And I also wanted to let you guys know too, that I'm also going to be giving away a one-of-one tool set. This is a Japanese tool set. It's called Tone. All you have to do is go click the link in my bio, and it's going to be the first thing right at the top of my link tree. So this is a giveaway if you want to be a part of it that I'm doing with Hybrid Racing. It's a laser engraved set. It's also got my signature on it, which is super cool. And then it's also been custom engraved with Hybrid Racing on it. But in the meantime, let me know down in the comments what type of other long form media you guys want to see. I really appreciate you guys, and I'll see you in the next one.